Okay,
like it.
I think it's time to start our PPLcast, and welcome everyone. I think it's time to start our and I wanna introduce you to our super PPLcast members. It's HSOWA, it's ilesaural, SamuelBest who is muted, and me, Mr. Team. And maybe first of all, I'm glad to see you all. And I'm glad to see the fans. Okay. First of all, I wanna thank everyone who have come here. We have at least 7 people with me online. And let's start with HSOWA. Let's talk about his team and I need to turn off. Okay. Let's start with his team. Can you tell us what was your draft plan? What you have planned and what came wrong with it?
Honestly, just the PO squad together. But unfortunately, I wanted Metal and Z plus B, and they ended up costing too much.
But you have bad Finchinator.
Yeah, and we got Mel and Mysterious M, which is nice.
And from what I remember, you spent 14,000 and a bit more money on Mysterious M. What it was? Is it overpay or not?
Maybe, but I think he killed too well.
Well, and he was not playing RBY for a lot of time. And you put himself for week 1, or I'm wrong, in RBY.
Yeah.
Let's check. Yep, it is. And don't you think that at all your RBY core can be the worst on paper? Because Mysterious M, who was maybe better player in a higher generation, and Ika, I don't know how to spell it right, who hasn't played in the big team tours before.
Played in ROAPL.
Okay. Not playing PPL before. Do you think that it's enough to beat another players, such Skeptas and Diego?
I have faith.
Okay, why you have drafted Ika? Because you had Tromboner in roster and player list before you have bought it.
I'd say he's best RBY left when I drafted him.
Well, maybe it's questionable. Okay, let's go further. You have Notorious Big and GSC slot, but meanwhile we have in a player list player Dom who was not drafted. What was the reason why you drafted another benchers except Dom who can be better GSC player?
Repeat the question, please.
What you have said?
You repeat the question, please.
Okay. Okay. Why you have bought haven't bought Dom for GSC slot?
We got quite a lot of GSC options. Aaron, Glorious BIG, but we also got Mel and Real playing exactly D13.
Real FV13.
Yeah. Okay, and another question is Eden's Embrace okay to play in DPP when he signed up for Auras and he is well known as a Goldly ADV player?
So he changed his sign up post. He wants to play anything but ADVB.
Okay.
He might play ADV though if it comes to like a tiebreaker.
Okay.
So
I
good
I
see.
think
in
I think
DPP.
it will. I think it will do a great paper, and it embraces his solid play and can play DPP in a good level. I think I haven't saw the pool of DPP, but I think he can do decent.
Okay. And let's go further. You have changed your players Raichu and Blazing Dark for Alcina and Real PV13. What was the reason?
Plus, it strengthens our ADV. We got a lot of good options now. And right,
I think HSOWA team has benefit from this change. I think Real everywhere it's kind of better than Raichi in my opinion, and and Altina is also solid. So I think they they made a pretty good exchange right there.
Okay, Samuel, can you tell us something? Zzz. Okay,
Doesn't look like.
yeah. Uh, I have something Garbodors. Will not. Okay, you can see my super preparations here.
Well,
And
we haven't.
let's talk about Garbodors, because we have.
We haven't finished. We have to. I have to say, Finginator is kind of ready for me. Just like always. Okay,
No, I just trying
he's
to.
he's good, but I think he's worse than what the people think he's about.
I think you get 5-0, honestly. Best.
Yeah. And when I was talking with someone, we saw that Hassan will play in DPP.
He can play DPP, but I think he's better in Auras.
So it was your manager decision.
Yeah, I can actually swap two of them if needed.
Okay.
I think Real if it will end up in that or a spot. That's my personal bet.
Uh, question to everyone. Someone said that Aura's player base this tournament is very poor. Who can be called as the best player here? Because we have a player in Game Corner Paragons. I don't know how to spell it, but it's L-I-L-I,
Lyle.
who is playing
El,
in World Cup of Pokemons.
He missed
Elielal.
multiple playoffs.
We
Yeah,
have STME champion Bastas, and
Yeah.
we have some good players like Jit Campbell, like Hassin, like Sarah, and Corkscrew.
I think I will give the edge to to Bustos. Um, I don't know why, but that's, I think he's better than all the others. Just make it. And I will put Eliola second, and then third Jit Kimball, and then the rest.
Okay.
So, LLI, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's not just on fire right now.
Yeah, but we have to remind that he calm-minded with Lakitam against Contour Superior and lost the game for that. That was well, I guess he was nervous. It was his first World Cup game, so it's normal.
Okay, and let's go to Burnout Tower Beasts. Let's talk about this team. I think we have a new team pair, Metal Ghost and Troller, who is playing third team tour together. They started with previous PPL, and then they were drafted in Ruins of Life player Premier League, and then they're drafted on PPL again. Fontaine, Sedius, Frisoyeva, Wei, Kaasi, and Sarah.
They look like a pretty consistent team.
Yeah,
That that RBY core looks very consistent, and the often time who hasn't have a very good World Cup with 0-3, but I think he could pull a good record here and recover from that. They have played for France. I don't know what record he ended, but I don't think it's so good. Um, I don't know what to say. They had Byron do well, the hardest guy to schedule with in the world. Mm, no more comments in my part. I don't know who Cassie or Sarah are.
Sarah is Sayonara.
Oh, okay. It's French, isn't he?
yeah,
British.
Uh,
okay. And
and
He did
last comment,
SPL.
last comment from me, Lysius is a guy from Latin America, I think. And he's a pretty good guy, but I don't think he's good in ADB. Like he's overall like a 4 of 10 or something like that.
moreover, this team have very quality subs. Spitfire Arcanine and Byron are pretty cool on bench and in starting roster, but with these players which HML and Joker drafted, they have no space here. Okay, let's talk about Fontaine. He wanted to be roasted.
I have
Mark him, although I'm biased.
I have already commented about the different times, so I let it to.
I played him in RBY, and he is not good in RBY. And let's go. Second ADV slot Frisoyeva. If we all know that Sedvilsus is a pretty cool player, so I have some questions to the second one because I haven't seen him playing a lot around and another. So we saw that he will be in something like chorus before. And
Yeah, he's a good player, but I don't know how good he is at ADB.
yeah, and someone know who is okay, we know that Kasi is Sainara or Sarah is Sainara.
I don't know who Cassie is. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kasi. Okay.
He's a Belgian player. I think he
Who?
did well in Tour. I think it was just one of the seasonals.
Okay. Quality cast who don't know players.
Well, it's my main tier, and I don't know. So
Okay, we have shout out minutes. Special shout out to Alala. Have fun. Okay, and I just hope that Finchinator will not kill his opponent and he will continue playing because I don't see that Byron or Spitfire Arcanine can feel BV slot better. Okay, the next team which we have is Dracaris. This team is led by Air Paris and Christos, Italian and Greece player. So someone is a bit confused with the lineup. Someone says that it's good lineup, but we are here to determine how good is it. Okay.
Gotta be honest, I think on paper this might be the weakest team.
Yeah, person team, it's substantial. Well, I can see that it's nearly the worst ADV pair in World PPL. Pace and a Hero Destiny. Both players can be cooler in other
think-
in other tiers.
Do you think it's the worst core overall?
In ADV, yes, from all teams.
I think I agree.
Yeah, I do.
And they had a very good GC player who was benched. Samuel, can you remind me top what this player was in GC Cup? Yeah, he went top 6 and 4 in GC Cup, and they're starting with another good player, Excal, but here is another questionable move by managers. Which player?
I don't know who either Elio is.
Так,
Do you guys know?
Descending, it's descending.
Who? Can you rate it?
Descending, I can send it to you
Yeah, please.
in PLCast chat.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
No, I was talking about Elio. Who is this guy?
Mix.
Well,
first,
I have to say a comment about Sinker that is from Spain. He's playing well. He's suffering World Cup right now. He's a very decent guy if he can play DPP in a good level or any tier, I guess, except in RBY. He's a good sub for this team.
yeah, talking about RBY, the core is Samuel and Sadistic Narwhal. It's Samuel is pretty cool player, and Sadistic has some very good positive scores in team tours. So, in one hand, it can be a very scary combination, and in another, it can make some 0-2 weeks.
And Ereperis will help them for sure.
Yeah, I talked with Paris before auction. He said that if he will get me drafted, he will pass his team builder, world team builder, with about 400 teams.
No, like Salah didn't get drafted for that team to
No,
get free teams.
he says it to me.
Well, I guess Disaster Area loves me, so he will pass me teams. I'm happy.
And okay, let's Excal. Excal for GC is pretty good choice, but we have maybe same quality player on the bench, and Excal can be moved somewhere else. Paris and the Hero Destiny.
Yeah, he put Army wide out in his sign-up post.
Yeah, they have a flexibility in the roster a bit, especially in lower tires. But from what I can see, Dracarys have I don't know who is it, Palestine in the roster.
I don't know who he is.
And Elliot.
He's an Oras player. He did very well in POCL.
Okay. And who we're missing? Oh, they have a lot of players on the bench. They have Laroxil and Elia. Still, I don't know what they can do.
Elio is starting as a black
okay. My bad. Okay, and what the fuck with our spreadsheet? TG does make something, please. I'm asking TJ does to make normal spreadsheet with all nicknames. Okay, and Fatty in DPPU is decent pick, pretty decent pick with this player list. Mix and Best Wishes also solid, and Corkscrew solid also. Overall, what can we say to Dracarys? Is it good team? Hello.
I
I see them
think
making playoffs, to be honest.
I think it's from mid table, like third or fourth. They will be fighting there. I think. Someone says Dracarys optimal lineup is really good.
Okay. And let's move to Galactoid Garbodors, team led with Little Carrier and Ugly Duckling.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And what we have here, Ultimate Turbo White Core, unbeatable, I think, this tournament. They will hit TSR in GSC, the line
These
Curve and Gakko in NZV, Haru
these are the
I can Haru in DPP, Best Wishes Raichi, and Auras Bastos. Pretty scary lineup, I think.
Yeah, they have the
We
best
have
ADV
we
core
have
in this.
some hot substitutes like Blazing Dark and Lodge. I don't know how to spell it rightly. GC player who was good in GC seasons. LOGH. Okay,
Lodge.
Lodge. Okay. And let's talk from the bottom this time. Bastos. Everyone
yeah
says that Bastos is a very, very excellent Oros player. Can you confirm it?
Yes,
I
yeah.
can confirm it.
Cool. Samuel, your thoughts about it? Let's wait for him when he is writing it. Yeah, he's
Someone says he's
definitely a good player. Unreliable.
unreliable. Yeah, someone
Yes,
getting all the salt like always.
we
We
will
love you, Samuel.
yeah, we will see it in this tournament.
Well, can I make my comments? I will say, I don't know. Raichi is one of the few black and white players I know from this tournament. I think even his average, he can do good a good performance, and he plays weird teams, but that that get work. So I think he can do pretty well. Rashitas is the best Boras in my opinion. And Haru also Latin from I don't know from which country he's. I don't know.
Some Latin
He's,
America girl.
see, it's Latin America, but I don't know.
Argentina.
Eh?
Argentina.
Yeah, that sounds correct to me. She is pretty decent. He's a girl, so mm, I have been in teams with her, and mm, he's solid. She's solid. Fuck, it's hard. And about the ITV, GC, RBY, I let it to you because I have not it. Like always.
I can add that Raichu was in my plan before in one of plans before Ruins of Five Premier League, but as you all know, we decided to buy another players. Raichu was highly rated by Luther, as I know. Okay, and in ADV we have maybe the strongest ADV core, the line curve, the one of the best players in this tier overall, and Gakko, another very strong player, and I don't see any player who can do something to them. I This player should go to O every week because maybe Kled and Z plus V can do something, and maybe Melee and Alcina. The others are not opponents for them, of course. The worst thing is that Watchok is not with the Dino Curve, as you know. Game Corner Paragon's manager was a real bad guy this draft and took it away. The best core maybe in Pokemon history. TSR, decent GC pick here, and we have a substitute for if he will not go well. And Thiago News and Mr. Team in RBY slots. Thiago News was picked, I can say, by me, because from what we had at this moment, he was the best choice for us.
Because he's Brazilian and he will hack.
Yeah, Watchok, we saw it. Yeah, and we have Mr. Team. I think I'm doing now well. I made top 12 in RBY Cup, and yesterday I won a Raw Live Tour. So I think I have some chances to win versus someone. For example,
You're bad. You're bad, Tim.
Yeah.
I have to say you're bad.
I think I can play versus Diego. I wanna play versus him at all. The most.
If he doesn't get sub, of course.
Yeah. No, he will not be subbed if Game Corner Paragons will not lose in the middle of the week. Okay, let's go to the Game Corner Paragons. We have Skeptus and Diego in RBY, GC Oibuff, AZV O Ismahi and Watchok, GC Hayago Fodex, BB Rohan, and Oros
Eliolai.
I'm dead. And let's start from RBY. Skeptus and Diego may be the second pair of herbivores on the papers this tournament. I haven't seen Diego playing around a lot as Skeptus. Skeptus was mostly J-Sync in raw PL. And anyway, both are SPL level players, and they can make Metal Gauss and Troller pair lose, especially when Troller will use something like Pinsir, something like another Paragon. Yeah, Paragon versus Paragons will be good choice, I think, in a team builder strategist. And the next one is Oibuff. Oibuff, very underrated all-round player.
He's very good.
Yeah, he can be a mini BKC. I can tell it. He's especially good in GC and best wishes. He can cover ADV, RBY, DPP. Oh, have you seen that we have DPP OU and Hard Gold Soul Silver OU in one thread? Again, bet host alert to TG Das and friend of Mr. Golem. Oh my god.
Don't rust our
I can edit. I can edit this. Pretty sure.
I will make comments. Sceptress is my guy and he's fired, so good point for them. Diego, I don't know him. He's French.
He's French and SPL player, and he is great at all.
I think I have heard his profile, but I don't know. Oibuff, I have drafted him for a Spanish tour, and he's 3-0 in ESC, and he has been not tossed. He's just too solid.
Yeah.
Very good ESC.
Yeah, and moreover, Oibuff can help with in a team with his advices in team building and other things. Yeah. He's a great teammate as well.
For the ADV core, I don't have nothing to comment because I don't know.
ADV core can be one of the worst in this tour. As I know, SamuelBest was planning to buy Z plus V for 3K, but something went wrong.
Lol.
Yeah,
With 3K.
SamuelBest will be helping the cause. I think if
Yeah.
not, they will. Maybe they will have a bad record if Samuel doesn't
yeah,
be very around them. So because it's very neat that Samuel is very after the ADB. Yeah, because that's what he's saying.
yeah.
And
Ismail made top 16 in ADV Cup, and Watchdog is a quality ADV player. So if something, we have CZ here. Great. Can you say something, CZ? Global Championship. Okay, my bad.
I don't want to say something about Kyoga Photics because I'm this week, so I don't want to get retracted. Rock, it's a solid pick in like he's kind of solid player, but he's very much more pick. He plays always the same type of builds. And for the last,
Sorry, mate.
Hello.
hello, Sissy.
I
Yeah, guys. Whereabouts are we?
We are talking about game quality.
the Porygon.
Okay.
Okay, I'll keep going. And I in or I saw you the last part. I think it can be decent if he plays conscient and he doesn't click.
Okay,
Okay.
we have
Nothing
Rockhan.
more to say.
Yeah, Rockhan maybe is underrated in Best Wishes. He was not drafted
Yeah.
not in every team tour, but he was every time around, and he made very good in
Yeah, I
Rock.
commend that.
Yeah, yeah,
He's solid.
this buy is very good, and World
So
Cup of
do we pass?
Pokemon, World Cup of Pokemon Oros player, also quality pick. So overall, we can say that Game Corner Paragons, if everything will go good with his ADV core, will go higher than top 4. It can take and third place and second and another and higher.
I
CZ,
certainly think they're Gen 4, 5, and potentially 6, and then Gen 1. That's where they're strongest. That's where they pick up most of their wins. I'd like to see Watchhog do well, mostly because he's a friend, but he's quite a solid advanced player as well. I might be jumping the gun here, but the only issue with the advanced people we've got here is that 3 teams are really strong, and then 3 teams are okay overall, not great.
okay, can you
So it's
tell?
quite a tough challenge for 3 teams.
We have one team to go, and maybe CZ can tell something about the previous team, Burntown Beasts, about Pachirisus, Dracaris, and Galactoid Garbodors.
Yeah, I'll go through all the advanced lot after we've done the last team, if you like.
Okay. And the last team is Flyron Force. It's a team from one of original teams which started PPL in season 1 and led it with Disaster Area. His another appearance here.
I'm here.
And his assistant this year is Helpona, the very good DPP and quality ADV player.
Yeah, really good ADV player.
And they have Ranshin and Enigami and Jarbiwai, Kanan and GC, H-Clad and Z plus V and AGV, ilesaural and DPP, I don't know who is it, Caetano in Best Wishes, and in Auras, Jit Campbell. Let's start from Auras. Jit Campbell, as I played him in one of raw tournaments in Oras. I think
He's
I'm not better as player, to be honest, but Jim
He's
Campbell is better than me. Yeah.
he's the strongest player in the Oras tier, in my opinion.
So,
I think JYT is probably favourite to go the most positive out of all the Oras lot. To be fair,
yeah.
Oras is quite strong, but JYT has done really well this year. For the past year, his Oras game has been really strong, so I see him doing quite well.
Even even though Jet Campbell is on my team, I think Bustos is maybe a more consolidated player. I want to talk a bit too about my team. First say, Abiguai Ranshin, he's the goat. El Rancho. How do you know how we call it? We have the good Spanish core here. Pokemon Trainer Blues, Sasso, Rylon, Ranshin, and me. So pretty good synergy right there. I will help it a lot in the PvP. H-Glad, Helpona, Ranshin, Sasso will do all help. Very well surrounded here. Black and white we have Kaitana, which I think I will be supporting also. And AB, H-Glad, Zetamasure. That was how it's said in Spanish. I don't know much, but I think they're solid.
The ADV core, H-Clat and ZV, they're really strong. That's a really strong core. Both players are really, really good.
Yeah.
They're in the there's three teams that I mentioned earlier. They're in the top three for sure.
Yeah. Kenan is another player who can go to ADV, and
Yep.
but he filled GC slot. I don't think that Flareons have someone to cover him from GC. Let's check it. I don't know who is John in the roster. They have
Disaster.
they have Sasso and Rylan also. Well, to be honest, they have no choices here, and Canyon is a very good variant. But
They going for an underpay,
yeah,
like only 10k.
yeah, it was underpay at all. That's true. So if something will went wrong in GC, they will have problems in this slot. To be honest, and RBY, Ranshin, and Enigami pretty strange core. I don't know. Ranshin is playing RBY in Spanish leagues right now. Ilis.
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay.
And he has. I'm going to look records right now. Just keep on.
Very good. And Jimmy Lord Enigami from Jimmy Core Brothers, D and Enigami. Well, Enigami's strongest quality. I don't know how to say it. The strongest side of Enigami is his gimmicks. He can go everything, can play everything, and you don't know what to expect from him next battle. Sometimes he goes something standard. One battle he will make some shit, and he won versus Metagross and Troller in team tour in RBY seasons. Yes, I remember this.
Yeah. Recently, Ranshin hasn't pulled good records. He's 1-2 in OPL, but I'm pretty high on him, and I think it will do a great pickup.
They have quite a hard round one matchup as well because Skeptros and Di are really strong.
I have information from our players that he don't know that week 1 is posted. Quality managing.
Lol.
He won't reveal his best lineup on week 1. Oh my god, we have some deep mind plays here. Okay, and CZ, can you tell us more about other teams?
So to go through what I know mostly, like I mentioned, with the ADV lineups, you've got 3 really strong teams and 3 pretty okay teams. There's a couple players that I don't know, so I won't comment on them. Friss Soveva, I don't know, and I don't know how good Ichimakil is at ADV. I know he's good at other things, and I know he can play ADV, but I've never played him, so I don't know. Where the proficient Pachirisus have Melee and Altina, both really strong. Melee's been really strong in ADV at the moment, having good runs, doing well at World Cup in a really tough group as well. So he's here. I expect good things from him. Altina is always solid. Recently beat Linear, I think. If I'm I'm hoping not mixing up my players there, but recently beat Linear in a best 3, and really solid player. You've got obviously Linear and Gaku. That nothing needs to be said about that. I think you probably would put them at the top overall rating for ADV because you've got Linear, who is the best ADVer, and Gaku, who is one of the best ADVers. Both of them, I expect to go high positives, and then HClat and ZF, again, really solid. I expect Flareon Force to go advanced positive, and then you've got the Burn Tower Beasts. Have Sadly, who is very good, potentially has shown inconsistencies, but as every tour goes, has been improving and getting better. So I expect good things from Sadly. Like I said, I can't speak on Froza. Tricaris, we've got Piaz, who is really solid. I've only played them a couple times, and I don't know how great their knowledge is on Advance. I know they said before that they're not hugely knowledgeable in Advance, but that was a few months ago, so that might have changed. But consistent player, so I expect them to do solid. Heroes Destiny, I haven't seen it in a while. I know they used to be quite good, but I haven't seen them play for God knows how long, and Advance has changed quite a lot. So I can't put much hope into that because I haven't seen it. Like I said, Ishimako, I haven't seen their advanced play, and Watchhog is a really solid up and comer, but he hasn't got much tour experience, so there are potential chokes that might happen there. But I do see him doing quite well as well. I think overall the advanced tier is really solid, but I do think that the proficient Pachirisus, the the Galactoid Garvanors, my God, what a name, and the Flareon Force advanced lineups are the strongest one. They're all top 3, and I expect every one of those one to go positive.
Great. And
No.
it was long, and let's make some activity. You can send your team ranks to me in PM, and we will make rankings. Of course, it will be made privately. I will not tell anyone what they voted for. What?
I have to rank my team.
Yes, it's something we all have to rank our teams except team rankings. Not for every tier, just overall. And I will make. I will. Where is
fine.
my? Not here. And I will make our cute photo instead our screen, and will turn off voice from the Twitch, and we will be right back soon. No, with our own Samuel. And we're back with some power rankings, which we have done. Here, everything was made privately, only I know who who made votes. And what we have here, Dracarys is a worst team by PPLCast in this tournament. What came wrong? I think I can share it with whole chat.
I am laughing a lot because my bet is just too different of the other ones. No.
So maybe you was out of your mind, and
Maybe.
maybe you ranked someone too high.
Maybe.
Maybe not Florian's. Okay, and what you can tell about the Cars? The Cars worst team by our cast, but why? Why this happened? When the Cars made 2 last places?
I don't know.
I just think overall they'll put up maybe solid results, but I can see a few players going negative, and I think that would drag them down to the bottom.
Yeah, true. I can see it too, and the worst. I can see the worst ADV core in this tournament. So when you have 2 ADV slots, you have to buy at least one pretty good player.
Yeah, what active as well. The biggest issue with Jacaris that I can see is that a lot of the players, the better players, aren't that active. Like they haven't been hugely active for a while. So like Mix, for example, is a really amazing player, but we haven't seen them for quite a while now. So that rust might come along for the first few rounds, which might just give them a bit of a. They're also facing a really difficult team round one, which might demoralize the people that have been more inactive.
The crossroad, are you tsunami or what? Just kidding.
Okay, the next team is Florian Force.
Even though I put it on second.
Yeah, someone put it on second place. I don't know who it was.
I was not the only one.
And someone have done it twice. So,
Just saying, my ratings are like pretty much exactly what the overall rating is. So I'm most accurate. Go me.
Yeah,
Bang.
it's close to mine too.
Lol.
And Flying Forces, what have been wrong in the draft? What do you think?
I think they've picked up way too many like 3Ks and players that just haven't been known to like perform hugely. So they might have a few players that do well, but overall they don't have players that can fill in. They don't have a consistent main team. That's their biggest issue.
I think I agree with that sentence. I don't have nothing to say against that. Maybe. If I was the captain, I would have voted someone to maybe be bearers of GSC or AD sub overall. I don't know, but I think we can perform pretty good. And they have me in 8 years, so that's plus point for them.
I think every team has potential.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it can be a very close team too, as it was last ROPL, where 3 teams got 7 points, and it was from 4th and 6th places. So very stacked. Okay, we have Beasts on 3rd place, not far away from Florian Forces, but slightly better. Someone rated Beast first in our ratings. Well, someone was impressed with the RBY core, I'm sure.
Yeah, I do think that the RBY core is by far the strongest. If Chola turns up, they've got number 1 and number 2.
Yeah,
that core, if Chola turns up, is pretty much going to go undefeated, if not barely undefeated. So that will carry the team to playoffs at least, I think.
Can someone tell me how the playoff system?
What?
How is the playoff system?
Ranking system?
Top 4 in it. Top 4.
Top 4?
Yeah, for playoffs.
Okay.
And what I can say about this, because the worst thing that troller can troll and bring some weight thing and lose because of it.
Potentially, but then Troller is still one of the best players. So
Yeah.
even if he brings like one bad mon, then he still can outplay the other opponent.
Yeah.
So it really depends. It really depends on how well he plays. They've also the thing with Beasts is they've also got consistent players in every other tier. So even if potentially Troller doesn't do as well as everyone thinks he will, then other players in other tiers will still do well.
Yeah. So can we tell that Beast is a team which strongly connected to their RBY core, and results of this team will be based on this core only.
I think not only obviously, I think a lot of their players will go even, but I do think the majority of their good records will come from that one RBY core because they've got the first and second best players in the tour for RBY.
Okay, and we have two teams with the same amount of points. It's Paragons and Pachirisus. Why they are not first? That's the question.
It's tough to say really. I think they both look very strong. I think with both the lineups, you've got a complete consistent amount of good players that you expect to at least go neutral, if not positive, throughout the entire tour. I think the only difference when it comes to them not being number one, is that the number one team, you look at the lineup and you expect most of them to go positive, whereas you expect a few of these players to go positive and most to go at least neutral.
Well, to be honest, on the paper, Pachirisus looks a lot worse than Game Corner Paragons. They don't have so good RBY players. GC player is slightly better. Okay, they have problems in ADV, but other tiers are very hit. Rohan can make as good as Finchinator, to be honest. Maybe he can lose it in face to face, but the rest of team looks slightly better, especially in auras.
I disagree. Yeah, auras, yeah, but I think that Finch is better than Rokan. I think Edith is better than Hydra. I think the ADV lineup is better. I think Mysterious M is a really good RBY player.
But compared to Skeptos and Diego, it's
I think he's on that level because Diego's inactive, so it's difficult to call what he's going to show up with. And Skeptros is obviously an amazing player. Again, has a lot of real life commitments and has been inactive. So, while Mysterious M has maintained activity and consistently been really good recently, so I would put M on that level at least. If not slightly above at this point.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Okay, and the first team is Garbadors, and two players rated them first, one player rated them last, and in other player rankings they're top 3. We have Garbador haters in our room.
Imagine I get close to that. I would be Nostradamus.
For what it's worth, my rating was number 2, so I was really accurate.
Okay, if you're from the cars, you can tell someone to call CZ and say bad words to him, because his rating is number 2. And why Garbador's best here? if PPL will be based on PPLcast ratings, Garbados would win. Why is their best?
I just think you expect most of the players in this lineup to go positive. You expect Tim to TSR, Linear, Gaku, Bush Tush, like Haru as well potentially, because he's doing quite well recently. Like you just expect these players to go positive.
Yeah. And moreover, Caro is boosted by Little Lucario, estimate good DPP player, and ADV core has some help from Ugly Duckling, so this
Yeah.
can be ultimate weapon here in this tournament. So, any last words from someone?
My team is going to win this fucking.
Okay.
I just think,
Right. You
I-
will be right after Garbados.
I hope my predicts go well and I can shut the fuck you up.
Okay.
Uh,
We will see how.
we
I'll-
will see. I take screens of that.
Okay.
So
I'm fanboy and beast this game because my tutor is the manager HML, so I've got to fanboy that. I got to help them out.
Okay.
So expect their advanced lineup to be really good because I'm really good. I'm kidding, I'm not, but expect it to be really good.
Yeah, we will see in the end who from our experts was right. Especially maybe SamuelBest, the most commentaries from him. I think. Okay, let's finish our PPL cast. So it was nice to hear you. It was nice cast. I think it was better than last year because I haven't turned out voice on the middle stream.
Lord, I remember that.
So that was good. Thank you everyone for watching
Yeah.
us, for listening us, and good luck in PPL.
Goodbye.
And expect little Lucario to quit halfway through.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
I expect that too. I am fucking hungry. Let's end up.
That's only because he said I would quit last year, and I've never quit a tour, and he was like, I've never seen him finish a tour, so it's become an inside joke now. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.